Welcome to Integrity444 LTQS/EFV. I'm Coach Christian. Today's teaching is part of the Healer series. The title is Healing Begins When You Stop Abandoning Yourself. And I want to begin with this truth. Some people are not only wounded by what happened to them, they are also wounded by how many times they had to leave themselves afterward. They learned to ignore their body. They learned to silence their truth. They learned to minimize pain. They learned to keep the peace while losing themselves. They learned to call exhaustion loyalty. They learned to call self-erasure love. They learned to call emotional suppression maturity. They learned to stay available to people, places, and patterns that kept injuring their spirit. And over time, the wound became deeper, not only because someone hurt them, but because their own truth kept being left behind. So today, we are not only talking about healing from other people, we are talking about returning to yourself. Because healing begins when you stop abandoning the part of you that needed protection. Healing begins when you stop leaving yourself to keep access. Self-abandonment is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it looks responsible. Sometimes it looks polite. Sometimes it looks spiritual. Sometimes it even looks mature to people who do not understand what it is costing you. Self-abandonment sounds like, I am fine. It is not that serious. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I should not say anything. I do not want to make a big deal. I do not want them to feel bad. I do not want to lose the connection. I do not want to be misunderstood. I can handle it. I will say yes this time. I will explain one more time. I will ignore what my body is telling me. I will keep the peace, even if it costs me truth. But beneath those statements, something deeper is happening. You are leaving your own internal reality to manage the external reaction of someone else. That is self-abandonment. Self-abandonment is when your body says no, but your fear says yes. It is when your spirit feels unrest, but your mouth performs agreement. It is when your peace keeps paying the price for someone else's access. It is when you already know something hurts, but you keep negotiating with it because the cost of truth feels too high. And here's the difficult part. Self-abandonment can become so familiar that you stop recognizing it as betrayal. You start calling it personality. That is just how I am. I am a giving person. I do not like conflict. I always try to understand people. I am just loyal. I forgive quickly. I am patient. But sometimes what you are calling patience is actually fear. Sometimes what you are calling loyalty is actually self-neglect. Sometimes what you are calling understanding is actually avoidance. Sometimes what you are calling peace is actually silence under pressure. The healer does not shame you for this. The healer asks, where did you learn that love required you to disappear?